My research is focused on understanding the mechanics and physics of biological systems using computational methods. Research can be broadly partitioned into three areas: multiphysics, multiscale computational mechanics and methods, problems at the interface of biology and multiscale mechanics, and finally humans in extreme environments. Examples of things that I think of as an extreme environment include anything outside typical physiological operating conditions. So for example, astronauts in space, situations where the human body is subjected to very fast loading, like in explosions or ballistic impacts. Extreme environments may also be car or train crashes and even impact sports. We are studying some very interesting problems in biomechanics, and we are experts in that area. But I'd like to think of our core capability as really computational mechanics. This is important in today's data-driven world because modeling gives us insight and helps us understand technical problems.
My research involves lower extremity impact, so that would be a very rapid acceleration applied to the lower extremity or your leg. The application of this is underbody blast in military zones. So that would be the explosion of an improvised explosive device underneath a military vehicle, which causes rapid deformation of the floor plate and causes a high energy impact to the lower extremity. And we want to model this event so that we can better understand fracture patterns and injury mechanisms involved in this type of event. So I work to model the event as well as the fracture. This is beneficial to society because about a quarter of wounded in action actually suffer lower extremity injuries. So if we can better understand the injury mechanisms at play, then we can hopefully help better treat and better prevent this type of injury. Whether that means better combat boots, a different style of vehicle floor in a military vehicle, that's our goal, to figure out how we can prevent these injuries better.
The resources at Penn State are truly amazing. One of our core capabilities is computational mechanics and multiscale physics. Most of our models in development use parallel processing. One of the new systems that we just acquired at Penn State is called the Advanced Cyber Infrastructure Cluster, or ACI. ACI merges computing, networking, and data technologies to serve researchers across Penn State.
For my research, I'm studying the micromechanics of cortical and trabecular bone in the skull of a mini pig under extreme loading conditions. I'm trying to understand the stress versus strain relationship when extreme load is applied. To do this, I use micro CT scans of a mini pig's skull and create models of three-dimensional models for finite element simulations. My current simulations are simplified versions of impact loading. In this project, we're trying to understand how cortical and trabecular bone behave when high dynamic strain rates are applied to these models. The goal of this project is to develop a multi-scale computational model that can help us better understand how the bone reacts under these high loading conditions, and we can understand the failure mechanics and the fracture patterns of the bone. We can use this knowledge and apply this to help mitigate and protect head injuries in soldiers.
Penn State is one of the top research universities in the country where there is a significant amount of work going on in the area of brain injury research. My work here is to investigate the biomechanics of the traumatic brain injury. Nowadays, if you see the TBI or the traumatic brain injury is the most common reason of death in the United States or anywhere in the world, and it's very important to understand its complete mechanism. There are a lot of people working on in this area of research, but most of them are looking at the chemical aspect instead of the mechanical aspect of the injury. Here in our lab, as engineers with mechanical background, we try to look at the mechanical aspect of the injury. We use a coupled approach where we use the different neuroimaging methods like MRI and TTI and couple them with the finite element modeling to create more accurate three-dimensional biofidelity finite element models. We study their response using three-dimensional simulations under different impact loading conditions, and we try to understand the injury mechanism using these simulations.
My research is actually pretty exciting. It's pretty cool to be working on a project that will eventually help other people. Right now I'm working on a bunch of smaller components of my project, so it'll be exciting to see where it's going to go and where this project will take me once all my small components that I'm working on now add up to something much larger. So it'll be cool to actually see these project results come together and work on something that's actually helping soldiers and helping our country.
This research is exciting for a lot of reasons. First of all, it's very exciting to know that something you're doing could eventually help people and protect people from injury. Another exciting thing is the skills that I've learned within this lab, the finite element modeling, the use of computer-aided engineering, has been really beneficial. I have a job lined up after graduation that I'm all ready to go and be able to apply what I've learned here.
This kind of work requires applications from biology, maths, computer science, and most importantly, engineering. This interdisciplinary nature really interests me, and the method that we are working on right now can have significant impact in the study of TBI in the future, and I'm really excited to see where it goes.
Our broad skill set in computational mechanics allows us to tackle nearly any problem in any discipline. This is a benefit that students that come and go in my lab have. Basically, they have a robust, relevant skills that can be used in nearly any industry.